The following podcast may contain explicit language and offensive material, or, just bad jokes. I don't know. They could be funny. You can listen, heck.
Welcome to the Pièce de Resistance bonus episode number 20 with Lyssa Graham and Dale Leopold, due to various circumstances, including the fact that it's, summer. Our cast is getting another episode off, but we'll be back, we promise, in 10 days with another scripted episode. In the meantime, here's Lyssa and Dale. We missed all that golden banter.
Oh, that golden banter. You want to know, I should tell you, what I heard this morning from my husband as he stuck his head in the office to tell me he was leaving?
Yes.
Blah, 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 because we're packing up to go to his parents' house today.
Okay, right.
So that won't alert any burglars, because today, who knows what that means when they hear this?
Right.
And it would require a degree of sophistication that I find unlikely in most burglars. And also, not enough here to really steal to make it worth that kind of intricate planning. Mm-hmm. And it's insured, so there's that. And please tell me you don't know where I live. and Thunder will be here, so ha ha.
That was my next question. Are the dogs going with you?
Yes, but we're leaving Nick the intern in charge this time.
I see.
Sometimes we leave Thunder in charge, and occasionally Larry, but this time Nick. Anywho, says husband as he is darting out the door. Oh, and I don't know why there's no electricity in the bathroom. Only the bathroom. But, I'll look at it later. I was like, okay. I don't know why there's no electricity in only one room of the house either, but it seems important.
Yeah, and you don't smell anything burning or...
Not at the moment, no.
Good. Good. This is good.
Yeah, there was the time Jake taught himself to microwave and...
And what was he microwaving?
He microwaved some donuts for 6 minutes. Do you know what happens to sprinkles in a cardboard box after 6 minutes? There was smoke.
It gives the fellas at the volunteer fire department a good story to tell.
That's really our raison d'etre.
Yes.
Is to give other people good stories to tell.
Indeed.
I have been reliably informed from my husband's very own mouth that our next home project, to be completed before the summer really, really kicks in, which was too late because that was March, is central air and heat, and I'm very excited.
Okay. That's a big step into the early 20th century.
It is not an easy thing to do in a 116-year-old Victorian piece of work, kind of Victorian craftsman / it's just, it's a mongrel of a house, but it's very old. And so...
Is it Ripford the ductwork?
There will be some... chase building and door rejiggering, but yeah.
Wow.
I know. I'm so excited.
That's amazingly ambitious. I wouldn't even. I would be like, no, sorry, I can't even conceive of that.
I mean, I don't want to be involved in it at all, but I'm just delighted that he's agreed to do it. I'm going to try and work him towards one of those solar combo units, because they have those. See if we can do that.
Just get
too.
Elon Musk to do, one of those walls.
I'm not close with Elon anymore, ever since the car thing. I thought it was so wasteful. Although I did like the imagery, but,
the car in space, the Tesla Roadster.
Wasteful. Elon.
Yeah.
And don't get high on camera. I mean, just...
Yeah.
Dude,
we try to avoid that.
Piece of advice.
Yeah.
It's okay if everyone knows you do it, or if you just are doing it for your first time, but you don't want there to be digital evidence of that.
Yeah, especially when you have, shareholders.
Yeah. Oh, well. He never calls, that's why.
Yeah,
he knows I'll tell him what I think.
So, I just returned from Kansas City, which was kind of cool, as did our own Karen O'Brien.
Yes.
And we had a marvelous time at the HearNow Festival, which was a celebration of audio theater. They gave out independent audiobook awards and other awards, and gave several live performances.
There was prizes, and there were snacks.
There were snacks. There was, and the Pièce de Résistance episode 12 was featured in the platinum level listening session for their podcast Palooza, which was great.
See, basically, podcasters and other audio people and voiceover folks in particular just had summer camp.
Exactly. So there was definitely an overlap. There's a Venn diagram there of voiceover people that we've known from other conferences, and Uncle Roy Yokelson. Hey, Uncle Roy.
Is he listening?
And,
Good, Roy. You
yes.
should be listening. Thank you.
Other people I've met, like at APAC, like Pearl Hewitt, who won an award for narrator.
Pearl is my neighbor.
Is she?
Texas-wise. I mean, she's less than 3,000 miles away, so neighbor.
And actually, one of our platinum folks on the podcast is also a neighbor of yours who actually may be contacting you for Airbnb stuff.
Oh, wonderful. Who is this?
Yes. This is Bonnie. I don't.
You don't have to say it, but I'll know that if a Bonnie contacts me, I should.
She's in Austin, and they do all kinds of neat things. They did a like an audio version of the book Dracula, but done in chronological order, so that basically they laid it out. It's all the book is written in very lots of flashbacks,
right,
all that kind of stuff. So they took it apart, put it in strict chronological order, and then Google did a podcast episode release of what happened on this day, on April 12th. So it was very clever, but that, made for very uneven. Like some days it was just like there was an exchange of letters, or some comment that that Harker made to whoever, Lucy, and. And then sometimes, when Van Helsing gets going, then that was probably 2.5 hours of, a Dutch guy going, oh, Gott in Himmel. I'm sorry, that's not what Dutch people would say. But anyway, that kind of thing. Mein Gott, maybe.
Maybe. That's
fun. But it was cool. So, so she may be contacting you about that.
That's cool.
Because she said they've
I
been looking at
run a home
Galveston.
for wayward VO professionals who can stay next door and come use my studio.
Yeah. So a lot of cool people for sure, including one of our heroes for sure, Mr. Phil Proctor of the Firesign Theater, to whom I gave a Pièce de Résistance CD, and we actually sold some too.
I wish you guys could see Dale. He's still vibrating. He has a little bit of a shimmer around him, like he spent 3 weeks in a strip club. He's just glittery with joy.
Yeah, it was very fun.
It's cute. It's very cute.
It was very nice.
I know. And I think it's awesome. It's very cute. Yeah. Oh, no. Who is picking up my child at noon?
I guess you'll find that out soon.
Well, yes. So we won't make this a long episode because it occurs to me that we have not hashed out that particular detail of our today's adventure.
Well, he gets to enjoy the confines of the summer camp that much longer.
Yes, but I didn't send a lunch, so
Uh-oh. That would not be a good situation for them.
No, I'll get yelled at from him. He's very martial about things like, you said...
That's right.
Yes, I said that in...
You are not holding up your end of the deal, Mother, just because you bore me.
2014, while asleep, I mumbled, and you somehow managed to remember it. No. And no, and plus he just makes stuff up and then insists that I said it. And I go, what the hell?
Yep.
I don't know.
So, I hear the strains of thunder. Okay.
Yes, there's a little bit of thunder outside.
We need to shut down the computers. It's thunder. Oh, no. Not
just
that kind of thunder. That kind of thunder. Very good. So what have you been up to lately while we were tripping the light fantastic and eating barbecue in Kansas City?
Yeah, I did not have nearly that much fun, but we've been hosting 5, 6, and 7-year-olds in our backyard tiki pool, because it's not janky anymore. It's not janky anymore because I wrapped it in bamboo and now it looks shishi. So it is our tiki pool. And so we've been hosting
you got to watch
that.
out for the tiki thing, though.
I know.
Some very fine people, but otherwise, right.
What I really need, Internet, is the song the tiki song from the Squidward's Tiki Bar episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. I need that. I cannot isolate it, and I need it. I want that because I want to sort of put that on loop.
Don't they have like a soundtrack CD? I mean, we have a soundtrack CD.
I know, and you would think.
I mean,
but then again, we have a soundtrack CD and some vinyl.
That's true.
So clearly we're not up with the times.
I know. I've given even my former in-laws who I visited recently, I was like, so I've got a CD if you want to. Well, do we have a player anymore? I'm trying to think. Do we? No. Okay. But
Jake found
it's not the same thing to give them like a download code. It's just not doesn't have that same kind of
there's
tactile,
it's not
sense
as fun.
of.
I get you.
No.
The monkey found our old iPod classics, which from the issue when they weren't even classic yet, the original prior to being classic, which are they're 32 gig and they are loaded with my music and Jay's music. It is the most unusual library trapped on these two iPods. The only way we have to charge them is an old clock radio iPod.
Oh, right,
thing.
right.
That's the only way we can charge them. He brought home his school headphones. I forgot that I had to send them in with him. Found the iPod, put it in, and the next thing I know, the kid is blaring Clutch through his head. Boom, 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 boom.
Reminds me of he'll build a whole worldview of what the world was like then.
I know. We went to that was parent-teacher conference day too, so we all went in to the school. He goes into another room to hang, and the millennial teacher looks at me and goes, "Is that an iPod?"
Yeah.
Yes.
It reminds me of like the historical documents in Galaxy Quest, where the alien civilization builds watches old reruns of whatever of Galaxy Quest and think that they're real.
Yeah.
So he'll think that, these things were actually popular back in the day.
Hey, I love my iPod still. It took forever to load all of the bazillion CDs we still have in the attic.
Yeah.
I know. And now they're shutting down iTunes in particular, which I have fought battles with over space and lodging since its inception.
Yeah. Oh, it's a horrible program.
I know.
The space fog, it's slow as hell.
But that is where the bulk of the music is, and I got to figure out how to get it out of there and into anything else.
Okay, back on the.
We had to talk secret stuff. Sorry.
That's right. Yeah,
so anyway,
on the acret say.
I know.
Yes. So before we're rudely interrupted by either you having to go pick up Jake or waiting for the electrician or someone like him, or the AC guy.
Perhaps my bathroom's electricity comes back on with a vengeance.
Yeah, that's right. Things start making funny vibrating noises.
Yeah, that's how you know you're traveling, is when shit like that goes down. I mean, right. Jay mumbled something else about buying a new window unit for next door, and the vacuum cleaner's shot, and I'm just like, Okay, I have a prescription you could pick up. The dogs need their drugs. You could get those, too. Same area.
All right. So the other thing that I'm vibrating about is day after tomorrow, actually, which will be the day that this drops. So it'll have happened probably by the time you guys hear this, is that I am auditioning for Jeopardy. I think we might have mentioned that before, but it's actually happening up in D.C., so that'll be kind of cool. I don't know how much I'll be sworn to secrecy after that. But then, basically the idea is if you get through this thing, then you're in the pool of potential contestants for like 18 months. And if you don't get called up in 18 months, then you have to start all over again. But if you do, they tend to give you like a month's notice to get yourself out to L.A. And then you, even then, are not guaranteed to be on the show. But, then, they do 5 episodes a day and blah, blah, blah.
That is awesome.
But I think,
you need to be studying.
I'm listening to history stuff. I'm cramming on my state capitals. Here, give me a state.
Wyoming.
Cheyenne.
Okay, I didn't know, so you can say whatever you want.
Okay. It was Wyoming City. Did you know that?
Yay, Dale.
That's right. Wyomingville.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, so that's good. Good. Mm-hmm. Nice. So we will chant or something for you. Maybe buy a chicken, kill a chicken, whatever you need. Honestly,
and at least that Las Vegas fucker is finally eliminated, so I don't have to worry about him.
Oh, also for your reference, Dale.
Yes.
And for the listening audience, both of you who are still here. See,
right.
There are things. an NDA is common in our industry, a non-disclosure agreement. And we
Yes.
have to sign them, and then we have to swear ourselves to secrecy,
Indeed.
which we all do, happily.
Usually for
and
really ridiculous things.
right,
That, like,
and
who
we
would give a
act
shit
our
if it ever came out?
asses
But
off
yes, right,
in that
yeah.
signing. Why, yes, I will hold this noble charge.
They can torture me
They'll
under threat
never
of
get
torture.
it out
I will
of me. I
never
will
get
not
this.
tell you what Target's Christmas campaign will be.
Yes. Exactly.
I mean, whatever. Who cares? I'm not, but whatever.
Yeah.
But there is a loophole, and I'm going to explain. It's
Criminal
the
conduct or- No.
Springsteen Clause.
The what?
Yes, this is the Springsteen Clause. All of the
Okay.
members of the E Street Band, they also gig elsewhere and do session work. They're busy working musicians, and Bruce does
Indeed
not
they
tour every year.
True.
But when he does, you should go see him because it's
Yeah.
awesome. Yes.
He's great.
Okay,
Sure.
agreed. All right.
I've got a Springsteen story, but I'll wait.
Stipulated Springsteen
Yes.
awesome. So awesome that in their contracts with any other band, employer, etc., they all have a clause that says, if Bruce calls and wants me to do something, I'm going.
Yep.
So
Okay. So they've been out. All right.
that is the Springsteen Clause. I agree to everything except Springsteen. And you are allowed, as a voice actor, to gather a small number of Springsteens into your fold when you just can't keep your mouth shut.
Okay.
And then they have to Springsteen it. They can't tell anybody else either. So, Springsteen!
Springsteen, very good. I like it. So real quick, here's my Springsteen story.
Yeah, because I
my
want to
wife
wear
Nora-
this dress, and I think I'm going to sweat through it, and then I won't be
Okay,
able to.
good. So my wife Nora is actually a big Bruce fan. I've seen him numerous times. I had tickets to see him in 1975 when I was, this is how old I am, I was a freshman at the University of Maryland. He was going to play Cole Fieldhouse, which was the old basketball arena there, had about 12,000 seats. So I was like, oh, and I'd heard about him because there was...
Sorry,
there
took me
was-
that
there
long
was
to
a-
math.
Yes, there we go. Good math thing.
Thank you.
Good
Took
math
a
thing. So I knew about Springsteen because there was this really awesome FM station in Bethesda, Maryland called WHFS, which they're making a documentary about. They have been making this documentary for the last few years anyway. It should be out someday. Anyway, so they played him right from the get-go. So we knew Springsteen. We knew like Bonnie Raitt when nobody knew Bonnie Raitt. And so on. I mean, there were all kinds of folks that they knew that they played. But anyway, so I was like, oh yeah, Springsteen. Okay, I know him. And then so I bought the tickets. They were like, $7.50 student tickets. That's $7.50,
Right.
guys.
Those
okay?
were the days.
Those were the days.
Now I'm weeping.
And then the very next week, he's on the cover of Time and Newsweek the same week, which was, unprecedented for a rock person.
Right.
So it was a big deal, major hype, and there was some backlash and all that. But anyway, it's like, okay, well, hell, I've got tickets to see him. This is great. And then like a couple of weeks after that, he canceled the gig because the venue was too big. He was still wanted to play clubs and stuff, and this 12,000 seat arena was just like, no, that's too big. Never mind the fact that he had actually played it the year before, opening
Bruce.
for Chuck Berry. He was opening and being the backup band for Chuck Berry too. When they were totally on.
You are holding
But anyway.
a grudge over this, I see.
So, it's not as bad as when Joni Mitchell did one song in that same venue and then ran off stage claiming she had the flu when she was lying. But anyway, Joni,
See,
it's okay.
the good old days, not always
Yeah.
good. A lot of
It was
choking
good.
on your own vomit, waking
was
up in
the
weird
70s,
beds. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
So the next time there was an opportunity to see Bruce, he was at RFK fucking Stadium, and I was like, and it was sold out before I even, it was like,
I know.
really. So I didn't actually get to see him until 2012 in Charlottesville in a basketball arena for UVA's basketball arena.
The times they have changed.
It was very good. He was over 60, but he put on a hell of a good show.
It's a
It was
3-hour
probably 3
show.
hours.
He never
Yeah,
stops.
yeah,
There's
yep.
no opener. There's just
No.
He's astonishing. I'm not a huge Bruce fan. Jay is.
Yeah.
But I had to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was great. He was great. And again, I'm not a fanatic by any means. I certainly bought several albums, but I was not like memorizing every word
The
or
only
whatever.
tickets that were still available when we got them, and that was me, haunting the computer. It may even have been the phone, redialing Ticketmaster. Were like triple Z the very, very
Right.
tippity top.
Triple Z.
Seriously, that was the last row. Against our backs was wall, which was great because there's a whole lot of room. Nobody's going to come up there and make you put out your cigarette. I learned that you can take the paper off a Camel filter, only Camels, they're all cotton, and fold it in half and stick it in your ears, and now you've got earplugs.
Yeah, right, because you'll need them.
Which you needed, even in row triple Z against the wall.
This is why I actually have just recently acquired hearing aids due to several Who concerts that violated all standards of what?
Okay.
Worse hearing than Pete Townsend, probably. But no, it's not that bad.
Okay.
But anyway, so
So have a good week,
of the 70s.
or a month,
Yes.
or whatever it takes. We're doing this middle show here because we've all been traveling and it's confusing and chaotic, and so we just did this. But we will get you your scripted episode next time.
I know you've all just been waiting for beta.
I know
you
you don't know where the plot is going to twist either. So
no, and God knows he could betray us, 5 different ways from but between now and then. So.
Well, if they offered it, I think I'd take it. What the fuck?
I was really happy that when we presented our episode, this was an episode that we made this past November, that we were able to say, yes, we predicted, because we thought it was so absurd it could never happen, that Jared Kushner would be selling nukes to the Saudis. Because, I mean, come on. We really have.
Who'd have thought that? And that
Who'd have thought that?
So we are also prescient. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, Trump was like, Ivanka calls him about subpoenas, and he's like, what's a subpoena thing? Oh, don't worry, those don't apply to us. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Ta-da. It is. We really should be lauded more. I'm going to get some lauding done. Someone's going to laud me today.
Yeah.
If I stop a stranger on the street and go, hello, laud me. See how
Laud
that goes? But we should be lauded for our consistently being able to produce satire in the age of Trump. He's catching up to us.
He is. Okay, and one other thing coming up on Saturday, after I rush back to Richmond after the Jeopardy thing, is there's a Democratic dinner, and so we get to see. I think so far it's Mayor Pete and Amy Klobuchar are the only 2 national candidates that are coming, but I will do my damnedest to get Chasten Buttigieg our CD, which I think he would appreciate.
And please give him a kiss on his lips from me.
I will do my best. The Secret Service or
I wish you to make a sincere effort.
Okay. Okay.
Tell him Tell him that this friend of Dorothy loves him. This ally of friends of Dorothy.
Ally of friend of Dorothy. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
He is. Chasten is amazing.
He is, and his Twitter feed is awesome.
Oh, it is. It is. Their dogs and everything, and Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
Okay. Well, then, guys, we will see you roughly 10 days, and I think we'll have a song. We'll have some funny stuff.
Plot
and,
twist. We don't know. We really, truly do not know. It's much harder to get ahead of him these days.
It is. It is. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But anyway, yeah. You guys have fun.
Okay. Bye.